It's been an astonishing 13 years since the release of the original Alan Wake, and the anticipation for its long-awaited sequel has been nothing short of palpable. For those unacquainted with Remedy's other titles, particularly their critically acclaimed Control, it's worth noting that you might miss out on some intricate details and Easter eggs in Alan Wake 2. Remedy has a remarkable ability to intertwine their games into a shared universe, and this sequel is no exception. The game is generously sprinkled with references, nods, and winks to their other titles, creating a delightful experience for long-time fans. From the appearance of Sam, who many will recognize as Max Payne, to the Sheriff as a nod to Quantum Break, and even the inclusion of Artie and Casper Darling from Control, the game feels like a blend of Remedy's finest creations. Alan Wake 2 excels in merging the original game's concept with Control's remarkable art direction and style. This sequel represents a significant improvement, as it's widely known that Alan Wake and Control share a common universe, linked by recurring themes, characters, and objects. In terms of performance, Alan Wake 2 demands a robust gaming setup. It harkens back to the original Alan Wake's efforts to push the boundaries of gaming hardware during its time. The incorporation of ray tracing and path tracing, while not essential for gameplay, elevates the visual experience to a cinematic level. Alan Wake 2 departs from its predecessor, shifting from an action-adventure game with horror undertones to a full-fledged survival horror experience, all from a third-person perspective. In this installment, players can step into the shoes of either Alan Wake or Saga Anderson, each embarking on separate single-player stories that can be tackled in any preferred order, offering a unique approach to the game's narrative. It's important to note that while you can freely choose your character for most of the game, opening and ending sequences are fixed, allowing players to embody Saga at the outset and Alan during the game's conclusion. The core gameplay centers around traversing various environments while combating adversaries with a combination of firearms and a trusty flashlight. The flashlight plays a pivotal role, as it can be focused to expose enemies' vulnerabilities, making them susceptible to firearm attacks. However, this focused beam drains the flashlight's battery, necessitating a strategic allocation of limited batteries and ammunition to ensure survival. To add an element of agility and evasion to the gameplay, both Alan and Saga have the ability to perform a dodge maneuver when enemies close in, further enhancing the intensity and dynamic nature of the survival horror experience. This shift in gameplay dynamics creates a sense of tension and strategic resource management that sets Alan Wake 2 apart from its predecessor, offering a fresh and engaging gameplay approach. Players grapple with the challenge of limited inventory space, compelling them to manage their ammunition and healing resources carefully. Health items come in the form of medkits and painkillers, with the safe haven locations only capable of restoring players to a non-critical state. This scarcity of restorative items adds an element of tension to the gameplay, requiring players to weigh their options and prioritize their needs. Throughout the game, players will encounter a variety of puzzles and locked boxes that must be solved to acquire enhanced gear and equipment. These puzzles and challenges add an engaging layer of problem-solving to the overall experience, making progression contingent on both wits and resourcefulness. Players have access to a range of 8 different weapons, each with its own unique attributes and advantages. While the crossbow may seem like an interesting addition, it can be considered the least favorable weapon due to its cumbersome nature. Initially, it only allows players to load 1 arrow at a time, although this can later be increased to 2 arrows through Saga's weapon upgrade path. Alan's starting weapon in his second chapter, the revolver, provides a satisfying shooting experience. It can fire 6 shots before requiring a reload, making it a dependable choice for Alan. The pistol is Saga's starting weapon in the game, reflecting her FBI agent background. It's a reliable sidearm that provides her with a solid means of self-defense. Early on in the game, players can obtain the sawed-off shotgun by solving a lottery-based puzzle in the general store. This shotgun packs a punch and is known for its effectiveness, which is a common trait of shotguns in the survival horror genre. Alan's shotgun equivalent, the double-barrel shotgun, has its own appeal. However, it's worth noting that this weapon is limited to a 2-ammo chamber, and it can't be upgraded for faster reloading. The hunting rifle is the standout weapon in the game, noted for its stopping power. Players can acquire it in the nursing home, and its reliability and effectiveness make it an attractive choice for Saga. The pump action. This shotgun, found in the police station, outperforms the other 2 shotguns in terms of strength. While the power increase isn't dramatic, it establishes itself as a formidable weapon for Saga. The flare gun also stands out as the best weapon in the game. It It combines the stopping power of a shotgun with the added benefit of illuminating dark areas, just like a flashlight. While it can only house one round at a time, its ability to deal with hordes and its relatively quick reload time make it a valuable asset. Notably, unlike its predecessor, the sequel is published by Epic Games Publishing, marking a shift from Microsoft Studios. The decision to release the game exclusively in digital format aligns with the prevailing trend towards a digital-only market. This approach not only reflects the changing landscape of the gaming industry, but also serves to keep the game's launch price within a reasonable range, ensuring accessibility for a broader audience. Let us know if we should do a deep dive video on how the market or gaming industry is changing. Remedy has consistently excelled in storytelling, and Alan Wake 2 upholds that tradition. The narrative is truly gripping, and the sporadic jump scares, especially during scene transitions, have caught us off guard on multiple occasions. For the optimal experience, we highly recommend playing this game in a dark room with headphones on. It provides an immersive experience that few games this year have managed to offer. There has been some discussion about the game feeling cinematic or like a movie. To this, we would say that was precisely the intention. Alan Wake has always been about its narrative, structured in a chapter-like format akin to a novel. It's designed to be linear, emphasizing story progression over open-world exploration. This isn't a sandbox, it's a meticulously crafted narrative experience. Alan Wake 2 fully embraces the sense of unease and terror that was only hinted at in the original game. This shift in genre is, to some extent, made possible by the changes in the cultural landscape, both in the video game industry and in the realms of film and television. Notably, the growing popularity and success of mainstream horror in film and TV between the release of the first and second games have likely influenced this move towards a more overtly horror-oriented experience. We do have some concerns though. While boasting a wonderful atmosphere and interesting locations, Alan Wake 2 falls short of expectations as a third-person survival horror game in a few areas. One of the key issues is its sluggish pacing, which can sometimes hinder the overall enjoyment of the game. It tends to drag on at times, potentially leaving players wanting more engaging and faster-paced action. Additionally, the Mind Place feature, which could have added depth and complexity to the game, doesn't quite live up to its potential. It feels lackluster and underutilized, missing an opportunity to enhance the overall gaming experience. Regardless, Alan Wake 2 stands out as one of our top contenders for Game of the Year, particularly in terms of its narrative prowess. It serves as a masterclass in storytelling, seamlessly blending gameplay and cinematic elements. Whether you're a fan of Remedy's work or a newcomer, embarking on this journey is well worth the investment. If you're interested in learning more about the Game Awards ceremony where games and game studios receive the Game of the Year awards, or if you want to see the rest of our picks for the awards, then subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell as we will have a video on this very soon. Don't forget to cross your T's and square your I's.